Okay, so we'll continue on with the pig dice game here. We so far got the turn points working, and when I roll a 1, I lose my turn points and go to player 2. So now let's get the hold working as well. Yeah, I think everything's good with this P1 roll. So now let's copy this line and paste it. And I'm going to go P1 hold, and we'll call a function called P1 hold. Awesome. Oops, got some extra spaces here. All right. Function P1 hold. All right, so the roll is working. I get the roll. I end up getting these turn points, right? So this player 1 will have those turn points. So when I press hold, I want to take those turn points and add them to the total points. And then I want to switch turns. Ooh. Okay, so let's transfer turn points to total points. That's really easy. Player 1 dot total points plus equals player 1 dot turn points. Transfer turn points to total points. Okay, and then they need to switch turns. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second, switch turns. Doesn't that mean I just need to do this? Dun dun dun. So I could copy and paste, or we could have a beautiful, this looks like an opportunity for a wonderful function called switch turn, like so. I don't know why I call it switch turns, switch turn. And then I probably won't need the comment, well, we'll leave the comment, but I'm going to take this code here and cut it and paste it and switch turn, like so, and call it here as well, switch turn. I think that's all I have to do for the hold, right? They just basically save their points. Oh, maybe I should update, yeah, I should update their turn points. Where are we? Right here. Let's just copy and paste this line. We got to update the display. So P1 turn points should now be set to 0. Should have copy and pasted this line actually, because this is, yeah, I need to also update the variable. Oh, hilarious. Could I actually turn this into a function that it's the same? We're basically doing the same thing as when I lose a turn. I'm going to, no, because the order is different. We'll just leave it the way it is. I think I'm looking for functions where I don't need them. So I transferred the player points, and then I need to do this. I don't want to lose the turn points, but I want to reset turn points to 0, and then I can update that by either doing that or 0. That's fine. Then what else? So the turn points, so I transfer the turn points to the total points. I reset the turn points and display it. And then I switch the turn, and the switch turn changes the active classes and updates the buttons. Okay, let's see if that works. So roll. Okay, that was unfortunate. Let's try to get some points first. Roll, I got 2 points, good. 8 points, 14 points. Awesome, 26 points, 30 points, 34 points. What am I doing? This is an awesome turn. I gotta press hold. I'm trying to test the hold button. So if I hit hold now, the 34 points are transferred to here, which I think I forgot to update. Hold. Wonderful. Okay, I bet you if I go player 1, yep, total points is 34. I just forgot to update it. Okay, so let's copy and paste this line and put it here, and we'll go, what is it called? P1 points. I didn't call it total points, but P1 points. Like so is assigned player 1 dot total points. All right, that should do it. Roll 5, wonderful. I'll hold. Undefined. Awesome, because I can't spell. That happens. Try again. Try again. Awesome, 10 points. I hit hold. I now have updated my total points to 10, and I switched to here. Okay, that took longer than it should have. Got to make sure my brain is working. Okay. The only thing I think we're missing here is checking for a win, right? Because once I update my total points, and like, yeah, if I win, I don't have to worry about this stuff because the game's over. So let's do this. Check for win if player1 dot total points is greater than or equal to 100, because it could technically get over. Then you know what I'm going to do for the win scenario? I'm just going to do an alert. Player 1 wins! Exclamation mark. And else we'll do this reset and turn. I can go inside of here. Shift-Alt-F to do that. Okay, does that make sense? I've just pressed hold, so I updated my total points. If my total points are greater than 100, I say, hey, alert player wins. Else, I will do a player1.turn points is 0. Yeah, I reset the turn points because I've already saved the turn points into the total points, and I switch turns. And you know what I might do here as well? Is I might force the document to reload. So after the alert and I hit OK, then I'll force it to refresh the document so that it'll start over. That's cool. I forget how to reload the document. Use JavaScript to reload page, refresh page, refresh page. Document.location.reload. Okay, let's try that. Document.location.reload. All right. Shut that down. So roll, hold. Oh dear. I need to check for a win. So if I want to test checking for a win, let's just eliminate the losing points and switching turns. Mohaha. So in my code, I'm just going to comment out this else so that I can simply just rock and roll until I get over 100. Awesome. And then I can hold. It'll say player 1 wins. Didn't update the page first. The alert happened first. Why does that happen? That's interesting. So in terms of, like, this code was supposed to run first to update the total points. It must just have to do with when JavaScript loads the page. The alert happened first. I say OK, and then you quickly saw the 104, and then the page reloaded. Sure, that's fine. Or what I should do actually is, forget it. That's fine. I'm not going to mess around with that. You could play around with, instead of an alert, we could have a player 1 wins here, and then like a click to refresh and things like that. But you know what? We'll leave that alone for now. This is fine. Okay, let's get this code back working again so that I can lose. Big cheater. Okay, so I got the P1 roll and the P1 hold, and then I switch turns. That's looking pretty good. I'm tempted. Well, these functions aren't that big. I was tempted a little bit to break this up into functions, but you know, with a switch turn, this is looking all right. Okay. Now let's go on to player 2. So copy and paste that. And if the P2 roll button is clicked, I want to call a P2 roll. Now, this is where, again, I'm thinking, my first inclination is, oh, you know what? I'm just going to copy and paste this. And wherever it says P1, I'm going to use P2 instead. And this player 1 is supposed to be a global player 2 variable. So let's set that up. player 2. So because we're really copying this stuff, what I'm going to suggest, or copy and paste in this function, I'm going to suggest this is where we can use parameters and arguments, right? Wouldn't it make sense if I just had a player role, and then I could pass in a player, and then I'll just call the function player role with either player 1 or player 2, and it'll do its thing, right? Because the only thing that would need to change in this function is the P1, right? When I select the elements, the variable player 1 would just become a player, so whether it's this player 1 or player 2. Again, the P1 here, and the player 1, the P1 here, and the player 1. And then when I do the switch turn, I would obviously have to make sure here too that I update, do I want to go from player 1 to player 2 or player 2 to player 1? So I think this is a case where I can use, we've been using functions to organize our code, right? I've got my, whoa, what's going on there? I got my P1 roll function, I've got my P1 hold function. We're using that switch turn, which is also reusability because I can use it in the hold and in the thing there. I think this is another opportunity where we can reuse this function using parameters and arguments. Let's do that in the next video. Hopefully this is making sense so far. Take care. In the next video, we'll get player 2 working, and it should be pretty quick if we're able to reuse this code. All right, see you in the next video.